Hello, my YouTube friends. I get asked all the time how to create an intro video for streams or video branding. Today, I'm gonna show you how to create this intro sequence using nothing but free tools. Now, this intro is very short and probably more of a branding bumper for video content, but the technique I'm gonna show you can be used to create longer ones in a lot of different styles for live streaming intros or anything else. So let's get to it. My goal on this channel is to create content that can help you become a better live streamer and maybe entertain a little bit in the process. So take a second and leave me a comment down below and let me know how I'm doing. And while you're there, click that thumbs up. It really does help YouTube to share this content to a wider audience. My analytics say that 80% of the folks that watch my content are not subscribed. And if you're one of those 80%, please consider subscribing. It's totally free and it goes a long way towards helping me continue to create content that helps you. So thanks. We're going to be using DaVinci Resolve to put our video together today. It has a totally free version anyone can use, and everything I'm going to show you today is using the free version. There is a link in the description so you can download it and check it out for yourself and follow along. It's the best way to learn. Here in DaVinci Resolve, we're going to click New Project and we're going to name our project whatever we desire. In this case, I'm going to call it Intro and click Create. Now I'm going to go ahead and go over to the Edit screen, and I'm going to go up to the top and go to File, and I'm going to just go down to Project Settings. I want to make sure it's 1920 by 1080. I'm going to set my frame rate to 30 frames per second. You maybe do 60. You do you, whatever you want. I use 30. Then I'm going to go ahead and click Save, and I want to go and drag in some clips that I created. Very short clips that are different stuff from my live stream that we're going to use in this little branding bumper. And we don't want to change the frame rate, so we're good on that. We're going to drag the logo in there as well. And now I'm just going to drag these clips down here. We're going to make them a little smaller so they're easier to use. I'm going to drag them in here one on top of the other and create our timeline. And you just drag them from the top to make them a little smaller. And if we run out of room at the top, we can still place it. There we go. And there we go. So now we can see that all we're seeing is the top clip, of course. And I'm gonna go ahead and make the clip 6 seconds long, and I just have to stretch out my logo a little bit. Then I'm gonna take this razor tool and we're gonna cut everything off at the 6-second mark. And I'm just gonna use this to stretch it out a little bit, make sure we've got everything in there that we want. And then I'm gonna use the selection tool. I'm just gonna select everything that I cut, and I'm just gonna delete it by right clicking and go to ripple cut. And there we go. So now we have a 6-second clip with all of this stuff stacked on top of each other. I'm gonna go down here and start basically clicking right here to make these videos not visible. So now all of those little pieces are not visible except for the bottom one. And what I'm gonna do here is select it and then scroll down, and we're gonna go ahead and crop in the left, and we're going to crop in the right, and we'll change our position. We'll move it over here to the right, and there we go. Just crop it a little more, and there we go. All right, so now we're going to take another clip and we're going to make it visible, and we're going to go ahead and crop. First, we have to select the clip. There we go. Now we're going to crop it left and right, and there we go. Now we're just going to use position. We're going to move it over to the left side of the frame. And there we go. You can see this clip's over top of the other one, so we just kind of have to move it to where we want it, and we're all set. We can scrub through the footage. You can see what it looks like. We just have 2 clips side by side that are cropped up. So let's make this one visible, and we're going to select it. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to use the zoom feature, and we're just going to shrink it down to 0.350, and I'm going to move the position down so it's at the bottom of the screen. There we go, and we'll make the next one visible and select it, and we're going to do the same thing. We'll shrink this down to 0.350. We'll move this up to the top of the screen. So now we have all of these little clips in here. I'm going to scroll down and select dynamic zoom on that top clip, and then I'm going to select this one on the bottom of the screen and select dynamic zoom, and you can see when I move, those kind of zoom in and out. Very, very cool. Now you can select which direction you want to zoom it. You can swap it right here if you wanted to swap so that they zoom in a completely different direction, you can do that. And now we see they're getting bigger as time goes on. Very cool. I don't think I want them to get bigger. I think I want these to get smaller as time goes on. So there we go. We'll just swap it back. So now we have the basics for this. We just have to animate our logo. So I'm going to go ahead and uncheck that so we can see it. And then I'm going to select it and go down here to the Fusion tab and click on that. And here we are in Fusion. I'm going to go ahead and select Shift and Spacebar, and it brings this up. I'm going to just type D in here, and we're going to scroll down and look for the right D. In this case, we're going to use DVE. And there we go. And now we can just rotate this, and it rotates our logo. Super, super easy. And I'm just going to set this to 0. And what we're going to do is we're going to add some keyframes so we can animate this. So we will go all the way to the first frame where we want our animation to start. Actually, we're going to go to the first frame where we want our animation to stop. And we're going to create a keyframe there because we want it facing us. And we're going to create a keyframe there. Then we're going to go back just a little bit, and we're going to rotate 90 degrees. There we go. And we're going to create a keyframe there. So now we have 2 keyframes and a little space at the beginning, and then these keyframes, it will rotate our logo in. Looking good, looking real good. So we're going to go to the keyframes here, and we're going to expand this out, the DVF, and we're going to make this a little bigger. And what I'm going to do is select this second keyframe here. My playhead is over it, so we'll move that. I'm going to select that one, right click on it, and I'm just going to go to smooth, and this will give it a little bit more of a dynamic turn. It's hard to see because of course my machine is very old and it doesn't like to play this properly, but I'll show you how to play it properly in a little bit. Now we're going to go down to the end of our timeline, and we're going to figure out where we want to start our animation again, and we're going to click our keyframe, and we're going to move it out to where we want the animation to end, and then we're going to go ahead and give it the minus 90 degrees so it turns around the other way. So now we have it rotating in one way and rotating out the exact same way, so it'll look like it's a fluid action. We're just going to go and select the first keyframe in this case, right click on it and go to smooth, and there we go. So now we have our animation all built in. It rotates in the beginning and then stays flat and then rotates at the end, rotates out. So let's go back into our editing page, and you're going to notice when I scrub through the footage here that our logo will go ahead and rotate. There we go. Just took a second for it to draw in there, and it rotates in, and then everything else happens and it rotates out. And there we go. So that is the basics for this clip. I think what I want to do is I'm going to add a dynamic zoom on this, and I want it to get bigger over time, so I'm going to click swap, and so now our logo will rotate in and it will continue to get bigger as those other clips get smaller. I like how that looks. Now I'm going to go up and click the effects library, and I'm going to select generators, and I'm going to scroll down and select noise gradient. And I'm just going to drag this over here onto our timeline, and you can see what it looks like here. We're going to make sure it's selected, and we're going to go in and we're going to bump the detail up, and we're going to bump the contrast up, and we're going to give it kind of a cloudy look to it. And then I'm going to change the seethe rate here. Now the seethe rate is the rate at which it kind of gyrates and moves and gives it some animation. So you can speed that up or slow it down by changing your seethe rate. So if we move this down to the left, that means our little clouds are going to kind of move a little bit smoother. You can set it however you want. Then I'm going to go over here into gradient, and I'm going to bump up the blue so that our little clouds are blue. I'm going to add a little bit of green to that as well. And then I'm going to click on settings up at the top. And what I'm going to do is move my logo up, and I'm going to put this gradient in between my logo and all of the rest of our footage. And I'm just going to stretch it out here so it's 6 seconds in length. And then I want to make sure that our gradient is selected, and we're going to go into settings once again, and we're going to mess around with this composite here. Now I can adjust the opacity so we can see our footage through it, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to just play around with the composite here. And you can see that selecting different pieces of this composite will change it in different ways, and of course it gives it the blue tint, which I'm really liking a lot. It fits in with my stream colors, and you can go around and mess with all of these things to get all kinds of different looks. We can go into the generator and then go back to controls, and we can adjust the detail and the contrast and all that kind of stuff. Scroll through it a little bit to see if it moves right, see how it's moving, whether it's moving too fast or too slow or anything like that. You can adjust all of the settings here to get the kind of look that you want. And if I turn the detail down, you see we have more kind of big fluffy clouds. If I turn the detail up, we have much smaller, kind of more detailed clouds. I can turn the brightness down and the detail down, and I think that's more of the look that I'm looking for right there. I really kind of like how that looks. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go ahead and stretch this up, and I'm gonna select all of my clips. What I'm gonna do is click on the bottom one and then shift click on the top one. That selects all my clips. Then I'm gonna hold down the Alt key and drag them to the right, continuing to hold the Alt key until I let go of the mouse button. Then I'm gonna go ahead while they're all selected and right click, and I'm going to select new compound clip. And you can name this if you want, you don't have to, but you can see what it does. It makes all these into one. Now with that clip selected, I'm gonna go up to clip and I'm gonna go to link clips, and I'm just gonna click on that. And then I'm gonna select the audio piece of this, and I'm just gonna click the delete key and it'll delete it, and it moves it around weird, but that's fine. We just move it back over here. Then I'm gonna right click on this and I'm gonna go to render in place. And I'm gonna select the encoding that I want it to render at. And generally speaking, you wanna select something that's easy for your computer to render really quick on the fly. You're gonna select a location where you want this render to happen. So make sure that you put it somewhere where you know you can find it and where you know DaVinci has access to it. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it in here and then click select folder. And what it's gonna do, it's gonna render that in place. So now when I expand this out, I can go to the beginning, and if I click play, it's gonna play smoothly without any problems, so that we know what it's gonna look like in the end. We can definitely see, once it plays smooth like that, what we have. So I'm gonna expand this out a little bit, and we're gonna take some time and add some audio. And to do that, we're gonna go into our YouTube profile, and we just go down here and select audio library. And believe it or not, YouTube has music and sound effects that you can use that are completely free and aren't going to get you any kind of strikes. So we're gonna just scroll around here, and we're gonna drop this down, and we're gonna change our search up to genre, and we're gonna select rock all the way here at the bottom and click apply. Mouse over to this license and click on it. It's gonna give you this little YouTube audio library license, letting you know that you have the right to use it. We can just click the play here. And I think I really like that last one, so we're gonna go ahead and click download on that one and grab it. Then we're gonna go into sound effects, and I'm gonna drop this down again, and we're going to go by category. And I think I'm gonna be looking for some science fiction type sound effects, so we're just gonna click that button. And we can scroll through the science fiction sound effects, and they play the same way. You just click the button, takes a few moments. And there isn't a huge selection, but I think I like that one. So we're gonna go ahead and download that. We're gonna go back into DaVinci, and we go ahead and we drag these into our library. And now we can drag them down from the top into our timeline. So let's try the music one first. We just drag this down here. And what I'm gonna do is expand this down a little bit, and that way we can see our waveform. And I'll just drag this over here. And that'll work just fine. I'm gonna put my playhead at the end here and use the razor to clip it. Then I'm gonna right click and cut off the tail end of this. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag this little thing over here, because of course we want it to fade out at the end, and this should give us a fade. That's okay, it's not exactly what I'm looking for. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag this little nubby down here. And that gives us a much more dynamic little ending. I like that. So I'm gonna shrink that up, and we'll drag our sound effect in here. I'm gonna use this sound effect for the little turning logo. So let's scroll up a little bit here. And I'm gonna cut the beginning off a little bit. Now I'm gonna use the razor. I'm gonna cut it right here. And I'm gonna right click on the rest of this and cut it out. And there we go. I think that's the clip I'm looking for. I just need to place it where I want it. So let's put the playhead right at the beginning of where our logo rotates. And there we go. So what I'm gonna do is select this, hold down the Alt key, and drag out another one, place it near the end. And I just wanna place this right at the beginning of when our logo starts to rotate out. And then I move it to that location. And now we have a cool sound effect for the in and out. Pretty cool stuff. What I'm gonna do is go ahead and drag this as well so we get a little bit of a fade at the end of these clips. And I think that sounds pretty good. We're probably about set to export this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and select all of this stuff right here just by dragging over it to have it all selected. Move that up, make sure it's selected. Then I'm gonna right click and I'm gonna go to copy. Then in our media pool, I'm gonna go ahead and right click and I'm gonna go to timelines and create a new timeline. And I'm just gonna click create. So now we have a new timeline down here and I'm just gonna paste our stuff right into that new timeline. Then I'm gonna click the rocket down here in the bottom right. I'm gonna go and set my file name up. We're gonna call this one intro. I'm gonna browse and select the location where I want our intro to be saved. And I'm gonna scroll down here and QuickTime will work just fine. We can select MP4 as well. I'm gonna drop this down and select H.264. Make sure we're in 1920 by 1080 and our frame rate is 30 frames per second. And we're gonna add this to the render queue. And then I'm just gonna click render all. Takes a couple seconds. And then I'm gonna drag it into Shutter Encoder. There is a link in the description so you can check out Shutter Encoder. It's totally free and it's gonna take any file that you're going to use for your live stream and make it a lot smaller and more manageable. Then I'm gonna click start function and boom, our intro is rendering out. And there we go. So now our intro is ready to go into OBS. I just have to go ahead and go into OBS and I'm gonna go down here and create a new scene, click the plus, and I'm gonna call this scene intro, click OK. Now I'm gonna click the plus right here and I'm gonna go to media source. Then I'm gonna type in our intro vid, click OK. I'm going to browse to the location of our intro vid and we want the WebM file that we created. So we're just gonna dig around and look for that and here it is. Click open. You can loop this or not loop it. It is up to you. I'm gonna go ahead and select loop and there we go. You can see the audio is playing and we have the video in here working absolutely perfectly. It is looping around. What I would probably do is not loop it. I'd right click and go to properties here and unloop the video and click OK. And now our intro is ready for us to use in our live stream. Pretty cool and easy. If you want to see how to create epic stinger transitions that you can use on your live stream absolutely free, check this video out. And if you're always looking for tools, tips, and tricks that can help make you a better live streamer or YouTuber, subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. My name is Michael Feyrer Jr. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.